I love the church because it is a friendly church. You are sitting close to the minister with that nice glass window behind us.
Hans Reisinger has been going to this Protestant Reformed church in Rotterdam every Sunday for the last 34 years. When he first joined in the early 70s, his parish had 3,000 members. Today, only 650 are left.
The most regular attendance of the church come only in the church in the Christmas night service.
Okay, I see.
They come once a year, but every year.
Because it has become too small, Hans's parish will merge with another Reformed church in the region and use its facilities. So his church will have to close. There are about 13,000 churches and convents in the Netherlands, but many are no longer used as places of worship. Since the 80s, on average, 5 churches are closing every month. Mickey Bosgaert is the director of Reliplan, one of the only real estate agencies in the country that specializes in the selling of churches.
Holland is changing a lot, and it is even for me sad, because I grow up here and the landscape is changing. That's why I like to keep the historical building, because they say something from your village, from, you know, to keep that kind of sentiment.
Mickey's always had an interest in churches and feels passionately about preserving her country's heritage. Her agency, Reliplan, actually started in 1992 after she heard that this Catholic church and convent were going to be demolished.
I came in the building and I had that idea. I cannot explain it. I thought it is mine. I felt at home. I don't know what it was. And it felt good. And also the beautiful garden behind, it was so beautiful. And it was also a little bit sad because the nuns were coming here in the 20s and then they were 50 years working here, well, almost 70, no, 50, more than 50 years. And it was so beautiful, they cleaned it so, and then they left. It was so empty.
With the help of architects, Mickey redesigned the church and was able to sell half of it to the city of Amsterdam and the other half to Universal Studios. The convent is still hers, but she's renting out the space to the Salvation Army and to a center for disabled people. When most of the renovations were done, the nuns even came back to see their old home.
There were still like 20 nuns, and they were here, and I was on the picture with them, and it was so nice.
And they were happy with what happened
so
to the
happy,
building?
yeah.
So they didn't feel sad when
No,
Universal Studios
no.
came, or no?
Yeah, the church is a little bit different. When we speak of the convent, the church is, of course, is different. That was very sad. When that closed, it was sad. And Universal Pictures is not a destination they are so glad with, you know. They want more, with more respect. But sometimes you saw the place, it's a very large place. You cannot find another solution.
Mickey sold about 300 churches in the last 12 years, and many were transformed into apartment complexes, offices, daycares, and art galleries. It's no easy task. Not only does she have to find a function that is feasible for architects, she also must have it approved by the government.
And then, of course, the church, there are more people to decide. So you have several plans, and they must decide, and they must ask the members, or they agree or not. So it's not so easy. The first question I ask them, what do you want with your church? I must feel the sentiment and whatever. And then we make 3 plans. We make 3 calculations from because it's at the end also a decision of money, of course.
I think there are 3 destinations. First of all, selling to a church. The second is to a realtor for building apartments, living apartments. And the third is for a business. We know that if we sell it for apartments or to a businessman, they will break down the church.
I think that the pain will be the hardest when the building is still there, but the use is contradictory to the building. At the supermarkets, I think people would not come and buy here because in your church going for soap and milk, no, that.
But due to the large number of foreigners, the one faith that is rapidly growing in the Netherlands is Islam, and Muslim communities are often looking for space. But for Mickey, that is not an option.
Because I see a lot of tears coming if it was sold on a Muslim group. I respect that those people they need a building as well, but a religion is a sentiment. So, and the people, the grandfather, your parents, they gave money to build that kind of church, and they have so much emotions. They marry in the church, they baptize in church. So if it's sold to total different art of religion, which is very, very far from the traditional Christ, it's too hard.
And we think that people has, they will not accept it, and maybe they say, well, if the church will sell it for a mosque, we do not stay anymore as a member of the church.
After 11 September, the relations between Muslims and the other Dutch people are not very easy, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. And there is playing a lot in this neighborhood. There are coming more and more people with another color. And a lot of people have the feeling that in the same time the criminality is rising. And I think it's not fair to say it's because of they are coming, but the feeling is a little bit there. Yeah. And that makes, coming in discussion about the destination of this building a lot more difficult.
But luckily, these discussions remain fairly hypothetical, since there is another buyer on the horizon.
For the people of the parish, it would be best when it was a church again. Yeah. And, well, we have some contacts with the Serbian Orthodox Church, and we hope that they can buy it.
For 360 Vision, I'm Dominique Darman.